Okay guys, so the next in my Instagram / Facebook tutorial series, the kick that was requested was the twist kick. Okay, so this is a bit of a, I won't say a niche kick, but it's one of those ones that, they like to connect it to the phrase old school, so to speak. It's one of those kicks where it's sort of a cool one to do, but I actually used this where was I at? I was at what do you call them? Those things that we used to do before lockdown. I was at a training session. It was a squad training session for a sparring event. I can't remember what it was or who it was I was working with. But I remember clattering my opponent with a twist kick. Okay, and I very, very quickly regretted that afterwards when they got me back. But it is a kick that you can actually use. It's one of those rare sort of cool kicks that you can actually do something with. Now, a lot of people really struggle with the twist kick. To be perfectly honest, in many respects, or many times, unnecessarily, because it's one of those techniques that once you've broken it down and you understand it for its separate components, you don't have to be overly flexible to do it, okay? It's all about linking together a series of sort of interconnecting movements to get you to the end result. Now, what I'm going to say before I get anywhere close to the sort of end point of the kick is I want you guys to choose how you want to train it. If you want to do it toes pulled, so you hit with the ball of your foot, which is the most common way, do it like that. If you have an issue with that for whatever reason, which we all have different things going on, pull it for like a round or a turning kick and sort of keep your foot pointed, all right? There's going to be some people out there now going, oh, no, you can't do that. All great. That works for you. Do it like that. What we need to keep in mind, though, is there are going to be some people that are going to struggle with that toe pull. And to be brutally honest with you, we shouldn't really take the kick away from them because they can't do a toe bend. Yeah? So, I'm going to say that from the outset. Sorry to traditionalists out there that might get a little bit uppity about that. But if you need to do it without the toe pull, do it without the toe pull. Right, so, now that we've got that bit out of the way, the twist kick. Okay, so if you're wondering which kick I mean, it's this one, when you're coming around the corner, yeah? So it's sort of like a reversed round or turning kick, all right? And what's really cool about this kick is that I'm starting here with my right leg back, and if you imagine the centre line is here, you know, if I'm doing a roundhouse or turning kick, this is coming around this way, and it's on this side of the line. It's on the side of the line that we're expecting that rear leg to go. The only time really that rear leg would go to the opposite side of the line normally is if you're coming around and doing a spin hook or reverse turning kick. So this one is a cool one because they see this leg coming up the centre line and they're expecting it to come around this way or to go forwards. What they're not expecting it to do is to come up and round and go to this side of the centre line, to the face or to the body, around this way, okay? Which is why it's a cool kick. Now you quite often see people practicing this one and they're doing it, they're standing here and they're going like this, bow, and they're going right out here. Look, if that's how you want to do it like that. Problem with that is what you're practicing in effect is kicking somebody with the widest head in the world or stood over there. Yeah, so, wow, I'm getting over there. No. I like to practice this one. If you can see, I don't know if you can see on the floor, on my mats, but I'm stood on the line of the mats here. My right foot is on my right side of the mats and the left foot is on my left side of the mats. And I'm actually practicing coming past, cutting that line and kicking as if I'm hitting them on the side of the face here, okay? So how am I getting to that point? That's the whole point of the tutorial. Now, this first part is usually the reason why a lot of people struggle to even get anywhere near to doing the kick. The standing foot, okay? Which I'm trying to see, yeah, you can see my foot. Sorry if I'm going a little bit off to the centre, I just need to be able to see myself in the mirror. What you need to do here is come up on your toes. Now, with that inherently comes issues. If you have a weak ankle, don't even consider it, okay? Stay right away from it, you know? Get on top of whatever's going on with your ankle and then come back to the kick, all right? First and foremost. But the reason why we need to come up on those toes is we need to have movement in our hips. Now, I don't know about you, but if you've ever tried to stand on one leg and turn on your hips, well, I wouldn't do it vigorously because you'll hurt yourself. But basically, it's very hard to get anywhere near as much rotation through your hips with your foot flat down on the ground, especially when you've got your opposite leg extended and it's moving at speed. Again, as I say, don't try it, take my word for it, you're going to end up hurting your hip. If you've ever hurt this outside edge of your hip here when you're doing this kick, it's probably because you've got that standing foot flat on the ground when you're going to do it. Come up onto your toes, because that frees up your knee and your hip to move a hell of a lot more, okay? So from here, what I'm going to focus on doing, my kicking leg is going to come up my centre line, okay, and out to the opposite side, only slightly at an angle this way, yeah? So I'm coming up onto my toe, and I'm coming this way, here, yeah? From there, I'm going to turn my knee out. Now, this is where a lot of people go, oh, but my hips won't do that. Right, I tend to come back with this. It's in your head. Now, I say that, unless you do genuinely struggle with this next bit I'm going to show you. But if you can sit on the floor and you can cross your legs, you can do the position needed for a twist kick, because that's what you're going to be doing with it there. This one. You can do it, yeah? So, coming up this way. Knee comes this way. Turn my knee out in the direction that I want my kick to travel. You see how this hip is coming forwards here? And that can only do it if you're on your toes on this foot here. Okay? You need to do that movement there. As if you're trying to knee somebody in a really awkward way. Hook that way, okay? And I'm using a little bit of opposite reaction force going in through my shoulders and elbows here. Boom. Yeah, so coming up. Boom. Yeah, so you've got to come up on your toes on that standing foot if you can still see it. Okay? Knee comes across. Turn. Drive. Bang. This way. Drive. Bang. This way. And you see how I'm still managing to keep myself forwards. Wow, so here, there are going to be those traditionalists out there that are going to say, oh, it's not right, you've got to have your shoulder like this, you've got to have this like. Great, crack on with it. What I'm saying here, though, is with this slight modification, you can use it. You can just kick people with it. So I'm here, you still use it. Yeah? So I'm here. You do whatever you're doing, boom, boom, kick them through. You can use it to kick them, which generally is the purpose of kicking. Alright, sometimes we train stuff to look cool. But with this one, we can actually use it. Yeah? So, opposite side of the centre line. We need to come up onto our toes, bring our knee across, rotate our hips, extend out. Do it small to start with. Yeah? Small. Down here. See, small. And then slowly bring it up. Yeah? And there you go, twist kick, you've got it. All right, keep training hard on it. Any questions, comment below, send private messages if you don't want the internet experts to see what you're saying. I get it all the time. You've got to let it go in one ear and out the other, okay? But yeah, if you've got any questions, please do ask. Keep training hard, guys.